Hello everybody, I'm back. Yep, it's me, Edit once again. This time I'm gonna review the final issue of Guardian, like the last 3 chapters. Yeah, I'm a little late doing this. I've had busy few days. Like it's been really crazy. It's been a few weeks since I've been on here. Last thing I reviewed was the review for the Dark Knight, like 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Yeah, but now on to this review right here, the final issue. Yeah, it's a little dark. I apologize. My room's a little dark. It's kind of late where I am. But yeah, you can see that the artwork here. I'm gonna take it out. You can see that. Yeah, good artwork. Basically, you know what that means. Superman versus Cyborg Superman. But yeah, let's get into it. Basically, what begins here, like here, General Lane is talking to his men. Him helping him clean up the mess. Yeah, and there's actually a few funny lines in this comic that I'll point out to you. Let me see if I can find it. Like asking, like let's see. I thought there was a fire. You guys called in like 10 fires. Affirmative. And every time we got to one, there was no fire. So who put them out? Yeah. So I was like, who do you think? He's like, you see that says sorry for the mess, and he's like, whoosh. Yeah, that was like, that was one. And then here, Superman's talking to Sam Lane. He's like, I come in peace. He's talking to him, explain the situation and everything, and that he's not a threat. And then here we cut back up, Hank Henshaw, who's now in the little drones. He's attacking Lex, and Emil's like phoning him in, saying, hey, we got a situation here. And then here's like, like Emil's explaining the situation, is like, essentially we've inadvertently housed an increasingly unstable mind in a cybernetic version of you. And here Clark, or Superman, I'll just go with Superman, says, like, just another night in Metropolis, hey, this is all routine for him, And, Hank is like throwing Lex around because he's angry and everything. He's just like, and he's like trying to remember things like his wife, and he's like seeing himself in a coma. He's like, he's just completely out of it, and now he's just like, he can't feel anything, because he's a drone now, and here he like, he just kind of snaps apparently. I think he here destroys his body, and Lex pushes, Miss Terry Henshaw out the way, and then. Here, let's see, he's getting angry, and then right here, and Superman comes in, and he's like, and he's like, he starts the fight. Him and Hank Henshaw have a fight, which is like epic, to say the least. Here they have a fight in the ring. Here, I'm gonna show all this stuff right here. See, I'm not sure if you can see that. See, they smash him. They go around. Superman's trying to talk some sense in them. We don't need to do all this. You were supposed to save me. It's like saying, I can't save everybody, but he says, I can't save everyone, but I try. It's like, so, here's this scene here, like, he, like, throws him through couple buildings. See, look at that. Saying, I'm not gonna fight you. It's like, am I not good enough to fight? Here's this one of the best lines here. He's like, you just tossed me through 10 buildings. Trust me, you're good enough. Yeah, I would say so. And then he tries to fight him. Whatever they've done to you, what's it say? You are in control of your answers. You aren't, or I'm not sure. That sounds like a misprint. It doesn't matter. It says, let me help you. And it's like, let me help you. You don't think, let me help you. It says, if you can't save everyone, then why even bother? You think that doesn't keep me up at night? Yeah, so they just kind of this debate, and here just to go, like, whack, look at that, like, he just knocks him out, like, it's time to go, your wife is worried now. He's just, like, kind of brings him back at Star Labs, like, I'm sorry, and he's like, kind of, I know he didn't, and here we go back to, Oliver and Chloe in Smallville. They find the person who's been, like, who did Crash Land, and here Oliver and the mysterious person who turns out to be, and then Chloe shoots the person, and it turns out to be none other than Chloe Sullivan of Earth 2, if you remember Earth 2 from season 10, But here we find out, Earth 2 is gone, and there's like something's coming, but more on that later. Here the next thing, Lex, Superman have a war in their office, and thanks for using the door. And So yeah, here's like, here he's talking. Then we find out the whole ploy was to find a way to track down Superman, radiation. The whole radiation, the shuttle landing. So now Lex has satellites, and now he's like, launch incidents. He's like saying, you have no. He's like, for future reference, you might want to be more careful who you decide to piss off. You have no right to track me, don't I? The scary thing about the gods, old and new, is that they come and went as they pleased, and he's saying, I'm not a god. Showing up seemingly at random to either save or exact judgment sounds awfully godlike to me. So no, you don't have the right. Feel free to go about your business, unless you, of course, don't want anyone to know where you rest your head at night. So yeah, damn, that's just brutal. That's Lex for you. He's got him. Like, this is why Lex, he's a mastermind, and now Superman slash Clark, he's just like kind of just pissed off. He's like, this isn't over, Luthor. He's like, good. He just keeps it going here. Superman tells him, hey, this is. He tells Lois, you're not going to be seeing Clark for a while, and here she's like, she wanted to. He's like, and she finds he's like, I'll paint that son of a bitch with my fist. It's like crazy. He's just like, at least we should, at least science, ran a whole bunch of tests. It's just like, he just goes, and then here, find out he's like, back here's like Smallville Medical Center. We haven't seen that in season 7 because seasons 8 through 10 they've had because but here in the comics they can do more now, which is good, But here, it's like. It's like, he's like saying, she's dead. Like, Chloe Sullivan, Earth 2 is dead. And she's like a brunette. Like, she doesn't even look like Chloe at all. It's like, she's gone. Like, Oliver's telling the doctor, I'll have my people collect the body, doctor. He's like, this is actually one funny, good. It's like, we stopped asking questions in Smallville a long time ago. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Chloe and Oliver have a moment. She just watched herself die, but, she's, like, died so many times. That should be natural. It says like what's coming, like the crisis. For those of you, if you're like hardcore DC fans, he says the crisis is coming. It involves like some all these Earths. You'll know what that means. So yeah, and then like saying Lex is giving a speech, and all that, So yeah, and here here's like a good shot here, like Superman's like looking like all over the world, and Lois saying, I just want to know I love you, and I know where you are, and then wherever you are you can hear this, and yeah, for now it's like even though you're just seeing seems like it should be enough, it isn't, but it'll have to do it for now. That's just crazy, but yeah, that's the end of that. But yeah, all I have to say is I really enjoyed this issue, and I really enjoyed Guardian as a whole. I really felt like in a really just like really good way to do like Smallville, and I'm really just I'm pleased with it. Next time, a few weeks ago, there's Detective, and we introduced for the first time ever in Smallville, like on comic book form, that Batman / Bruce Wayne. Yes, cannot wait. It's gonna be called Detective, and the first chapter comes out like a few weeks from now. So yeah, looking forward to that. So yeah, but anyway, that's it for me. I'm not sure when I'll do a video. I've been kind of busy, and I'll probably be busy for a while. So yeah. Alright, well, I'm gonna call it a night. Let me know what y'all think of this, and I'll see y'all soon.